Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am a color junkie for those who are returning viewers, and welcome to those who are tuning in for the first time. In this video, we will do a comparison of the PrismaColor pencils to the Soucolor pencils as promised in the last video. Guys, if you like the content of this channel, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also, share this channel with friends who have a similar interest. Now back to regular programming. What did you miss? I'm doing the Winter Wonderland. That is my name for the illustration. This is the illustration that is below the one I colored with the PrismaColor pencils. I'm coloring the nest or the basket or the base of the illustration with dark brown. I decided to do the sky or the background next using 3 shades of blue, starting with ultramarine, followed by royal blue, and then light blue. I also added indigo at some point. Instead of using the colorless blender, I decided to go over the entire background with light purple. I will explain why when I compare the two illustrations later in the video. I then used the colorless blender to blend the light blue with the royal blue to reduce the sharpness of the transition from royal blue to light blue. This was then followed with the white pen, which I used to outline the snowflakes. I then colored the trees in forest green and dark bluish green. The edge of the leaves were done in light blue and white to give the impression of snow settling on the trees. I also did the ice that is weaved around the base of the illustration in light blue and white. The hills were done in apricot yellow and white. The white represents a fallen snow that is slowly melting away, if you didn't get that. I then did the elk using bronze, dark coffee, and ginger yellow. While you were not looking, I outlined the icy weave with the kalour white pens to give the illusion of frost. Before comparing the two illustrations, let me point out the obvious. As you can see, the hills are now green. I colored over the apricot yellow using the brilliant green. This was effortless, and I have to give props to Soucolor pencils for that. I chose to use green because I noticed that the elk was blending into the background. I am now feeling a lot more confident about this illustration after changing the color of the hills. Now let's get into the comparison. When I look at the PrismaColor illustration, I find that the colors are very vibrant. These pencils are richly pigmented and they help to create a sharp image. I do not think the background does any justice for the PrismaColor pencils. If you remembered from the last video, I blended the background using the kalour colourless blender, and in retrospect, that was a bad move. What the blender does is to spread the pigment over the area the blender is being used and covers any white area that was not initially colored. When that happens, it reduces the intensity of the color, and that is the reason the background has this fuzzy and cloudy appearance. I have learned my lesson and will not do this again. Or the next time around, I could try the PrismaColor blender to see if it has the same effect. Because I observed this blending issue with the PrismaColor pencils, I decided to minimize the use of the colorless blender with the Soucolor pencils. Plus, these pencils do not work well with the kalour blender. Instead, I used the light purple to do some amount of blending for the winter wonderland background. Because of this, the background of the winter wonderland looks more vibrant. I have asked a couple persons which image they prefer, and I was told the winter wonderland. I believe the discrepancy with the background is the reason. You can let me know in the comments below which of the two you prefer. All in all, after conducting this little experiment, I still think the PrismaColor pencils are far superior. The lead is very soft. The core, this is the core. The core is 3.8 millimeters, and the amount of pigment it lays on the paper is quite significant. The Soucolor pencils also go on smoothly, but not as smoothly as the Prisma pencils. The core of the Soucolor pencil is 4 millimeters, but it does not deliver as much pigment as the Prisma pencils under the same amount of pressure. Also, the Prismas blend a lot easier than the Soucolor pencils. Nonetheless, I am satisfied with the performance of each set of pencils. To be honest, I do not prefer either of the illustrations to the other. I believe you need to know how these pencils work and how to use them to get the best results. I will say though that I prefer coloring with the Prismas because they feel more comfortable between my fingers, and I do not have to apply a lot of pressure to get an intense color. Conduct your own experiment and let me know what you think. Please note that all the colors I have used are listed in the description below. That is for the Winter Wonderland. Thanks for watching, guys. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.